From the Levy Center, it's Broncos basketball here on the WCC Network. Tonight, Santa Clara takes on the Gonzaga Bulldogs in a West Coast Conference matchup. I'm Joe Rizzo. Great to be with you from the Mission campus here tonight. Stand by. We'll have this evening's starting lineups and the opening tip next. Welcome back to the Levy Center on the campus of Santa Clara University, getting ready for tonight's WCC women's basketball matchup between the Broncos and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Joe Rizzo back with you here courtside. Should be a good one tonight. First meeting of the season between Santa Clara and Gonzaga. The Broncos looking to bounce back from an 88-81 loss here at home to St. Mary's on Monday night. Gonzaga 9-1 in conference play, tied for first. They're off a win on Monday at home over USF. It's now time for tonight's starting lineups, delivered by Scott's Seafood and Chowder House, serving only the best, most sustainable seafood. And for the visiting Gonzaga Bulldogs, with that 9-1 conference record, including an 18-5 mark overall, Ana Maria Virjoge, a redshirt senior, 2 points per game. Abby O'Connor, fifth-year player, about 7 points per contest. Another senior, Kaylee Trung, Kaylee's sister, Kaylin, also plays a lot on this Gonzaga team. Kaylee is the Zags' leading scorer at 11 points per contest. A junior, Sierra Walker, another senior, 9 points per game, one of the top shooters in the WCC. And Melody Kempton, yet another senior, 10.6 rebounds per contest. 4 seniors make up the starting 5, a very experienced Gonzaga team. Meanwhile, for the Santa Clara Broncos, looking to get back to 500 in conference play following the loss here on Monday to St. Mary's, now at 5-6 in WCC action, 11-10 overall. Familiar starting 5 for Bill Carr, Mara LaVille, Lana Hollingsworth, Danya Stafford, Ashley Hiraki, and the Broncos' leading scorer, Lindsey Van Allen, not only leading Santa Clara in scoring, but still tops in the entire conference in points per game. Lindsey Van Allen at 19 points per contest. And there you see Lindsey Van Allen at center court with head coach Bill Carr. Lindsey, a little over a week ago, reached 1,000 career points. Quite an accomplishment for Lindsey Van Allen, who has just had a phenomenal 4-year career here on the Mission campus. She became the 27th player in school history to reach 1,000 career points, and she has just blown right on past that, now over 1,100 points. In fact, she's had a couple of 30-point games here in recent weeks. Currently sits 12th all-time at Santa Clara in career points, and only 7 more points needed to move into that 11th position. So you'd expect that Lindsey Van Allen, the way she's been going, will reach that mark at some point tonight. Last year it was Gonzaga that won all 3 meetings between these teams. The Zags beat the Broncos by 17 and 19 in the regular season. It was a much more competitive matchup when these teams met in Vegas. They played one another in the semifinals of the WCC tournament. That was a 10-point Gonzaga win. The Broncos have lost 11 in a row to Gonzaga, a streak they look to end here today. Last win against the Zags came back in March of 2016. That was the year before Bill Carr took over here on the Mission campus. We're underway here at the Levy Center, and first of 2 regular season meetings this year between Santa Clara and Gonzaga. Here's Abby O'Connor on the wing. Shot clock winding down. Kempton's got it, swings it to Trong. Now it's Walker for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound tapped and controlled by Gonzaga. So the Broncos defended well for the full 30 seconds, but could not corral the offensive rebound. However, we'll get an offensive foul on an illegal screen here. Virjoge whistled for the illegal screen. Gonzaga turns it over, and now Santa Clara with their first possession of the night. Third of 3 straight home games for the Broncos. They beat San Diego here last Saturday for the aforementioned loss on Monday night. A close, high-scoring game to St. Mary's. Broncos were down 10 in the fourth quarter, cut the deficit all the way down to 1 in the final minute, but were unable to come all the way back. St. Mary's did miss a free throw in the fourth quarter, ultimately won by 7. Here's Gonzaga in transition, but an errant pass. Merleveille comes away with it. Now the Broncos in transition. However, we'll have to back it out. Here is Van Allen on the wing. Minute and a half gone by, still looking for our first points. And now we've got him as Van Allen scoops one in. Lindsey Van Allen, 19.3 points per game in conference play. She's up at about 23 points per contest. Playing very well for this Santa Clara team, and in a game like this, if the Broncos are going to get that elusive win over Gonzaga, you'd expect it would require a big night from Van Allen. 2-0, Broncos have the lead. Elbow jumper no good from O'Connor, and Lana Hollingsworth goes flying in for the rebound. Broncos will often look to push off a missed shot. They'll set up the offense now. Here's Danya Stafford posting up. Stafford in the lane, scoops it with the left hand, and it's good. Terrific footwork there from Danya Stafford. Started the last 6 games now for the Broncos, averaging about 8 points per game since moving into the starting lineup. First 4 points to Santa Clara here tonight. These are the top 2 shooting teams in the WCC as Kempton makes a move in the lane but misses badly. Here's Van Allen quickly ahead, tracks it down on the wing, finds Veal, now up top Stafford, wide open for 3. It bounces off the back rim, out of bounds, and it'll go back to Gonzaga. Gonzaga #1 in the WCC, shooting at 35% from three-point range, just ahead of the Broncos, who are #2 at 34%. These are also the top 2 free throw shooting teams in the conference. Broncos #1 in that category. Not only that, these are also the top 2 rebounding teams in the WCC. Gonzaga is one of the top rebounding teams in the entire country. They are top 10, in fact, in that regard. Here's a nifty move from Kaylee Trong. And she's got Gonzaga's first points tonight, 4-2 Santa Clara. Stafford will hand it off to Veal. Veal step back 3. No good, off the rim, and a rebound to the Bulldogs. Veal's been red hot shooting from distance here of late. 12 of 17 shooting the 3 over the last 3 games. This is on her first attempt tonight, and now a foul the other way on Veal. And it'll be free throws for Gonzaga with 6:18 to go in the first quarter. A low scoring start. As we've got our first substitutions of the night. Yvonne Ejim, sophomore forward, checks in for Gonzaga, and Shaylee Harris off of one of her best games of the season. Harris, the junior center from Folsom, California. She enters for Santa Clara. Scored 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting off the bench in Monday's game against St. Mary's. First free throw no good from Kempton, 76% foul shooter this year. Second one rolls in. This is a very balanced Gonzaga team. They'll go about 10 deep, and they've got 5 players that average between 9 and 11 points. They don't have a player that averages more than 11. A lot of different players that can beat you. Nice pass there. Ashley Hiraki benefits. Wide open on the layup. 6-3 Santa Clara. There's O'Connor driving off the window for 2. Abby O'Connor, one of many very experienced players on this Gonzaga team. 3 years at Loyola Chicago, now her second season with Gonzaga. 6-5, Santa Clara nearing the midpoint of the first quarter. Veal puts it on the deck and has her shot blocked out of bounds by Ejim. Now we'll have the other Trong sister, Kaylin Trong, checks in for her sister Kaylee. Both will play a lot. Kaylin essentially receives starters minutes, even though she does come off the bench. Averages 10 points per game. And now it's Shaylee Harris posting up. Little hook shot, left it well short. And a rebound to Ejim. 6-5 Santa Clara, first quarter action here at the Levy Center. These teams will meet in just a little over a week up in Spokane as we get another Santa Clara foul. February the 21st, so what, that's 11 days from now. The return visit for Santa Clara. Foul's on Veal, and that's a big call because that's her second with 5:16 to go in the first quarter. So Veal may have to sit on the bench for a while. Broncos' second leading scorer. Laura Edmondson now into the game. First free throw no good from Kempton. Hits the second, and that ties the game 6-6. Broncos able to break the press. Here's Van Allen slashing through the lane, and she's got two more. 4 points on 2 of 2 shooting in the early going for Lindsey Van Allen. Broncos back ahead 8-6. Inside of 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Ejim at the elbow. Over to Walker, steps inside the arc, off the back rim. Flying in for the offensive rebound, O'Connor, but the shot blocked. Santa Clara comes away with it. Here's Hollingsworth quickly into the front court looking to finish. Leaves it short. Rebound to Ejim. Probably not going to get a lot of second chance opportunities. Again, against a Gonzaga team, one of the top rebounding squads in the country. And there's the first three-point make of the night as Abby O'Connor hits one from the corner. And Gonzaga takes a 9-8 lead. Connor, a 28% three-point shooter, just her 16th made three of the year. Ashley Hiraki running the point for the Broncos with the dribble, 7 to shoot. Looking for help now. Here's Hollingsworth, steps inside the arc and finishes. Nice little right-handed runner there from Lana Hollingsworth. Her first points tonight. Broncos back ahead 10-9. First quarter played with a pretty good flow here, although we get a whistle now and a foul underneath on Santa Clara. And Gonzaga will go back to the line. And that'll bring us to our first media timeout of the night. 3:48 to go in the first quarter. It's 10-9 Santa Clara. This is Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. 10-9 Broncos here at the Levy Center. 3:48 to go in the first quarter. As a reminder, all Broncos assists this season are brought to you by Mike Walsh State Farm. If you need auto, home, or life insurance, make sure to visit Mike Walsh State Farm, located just down the street from Santana Row. You can also check out the website at walshhasyoucovered.com. Foul was on Santa Clara's Laura Edmondson prior to the break. And more free throws here for Kempton, who is struggling a bit at the line. Now 2 out of 5 after that miss, and another misfire. So the Broncos still with the lead here at 10-9. Here's Shaylee Harris over on the wing. That's Anna Johnson just in for the Broncos, and she turns it over. Bryce Nixon has also come in for the first time for Santa Clara. Eliza Hollingsworth, sophomore forward, now in for Gonzaga for the first time. Bulldogs, they really make their mark on the defensive end. #1 scoring defense in the WCC. They give up an average of just 55 points per game. So, well, we saw an up-and-down affair here on Monday and last Saturday as well. Broncos have played a couple of real high-scoring games as we get another Gonzaga turnover. This one maybe played at a slower pace, and baskets may be a little bit harder to come by. And this first quarter, it's been exactly that. 10-9. The Santa Clara advantage coming up on 3 minutes to go in the quarter as Van Allen got it across half court but had it knocked away. And that's back-to-back Broncos turnovers. Here's a baseline runner that's no good from Trong. Now a fight for the rebound. And we've got a held ball. And we'll give it back to Santa Clara on the alternating possession. Broncos rebounding has been vastly improved this year. It'll be a good test tonight going up against this excellent Gonzaga front line. And the guards crash the boards as well for the Zags. Broncos holding their own here early with a 1-point lead at 10-9. Nixon driving all the way, and an errant pass, although it ended up back to Lindsey Van Allen outside the arc, and then a foul is called on Gonzaga. Hollingsworth whistled for her first, only the second team foul in the quarter for Gonzaga. It's Nixon, Johnson, Stafford, Edmondson, and Van Allen, the 5 on the floor for Santa Clara, and Nixon lost it. A steal from Michaela Williams just off the bench for Gonzaga, and then she's fouled. So the turnovers are piling up here for Santa Clara. 3 of them, in fact, over the last minute and a half. Nixon will head to the bench, replaced by Ashley Haraki. Still 10-9, Santa Clara. The Trong sisters are now playing together for Gonzaga, and that's Kaylin. Kaylin, a 36% three-point shooter, 10 points per game off the bench. Gives the Bulldogs a 12-10 lead as Edmondson driving has it knocked away. Nothing coming easy right now offensively for Santa Clara. They've been stuck on 10 points now for over 2 minutes. Start of a 2-game road trip for Gonzaga. They'll be up in San Francisco on Saturday. Broncos are headed out on the road this weekend as well. They'll be down in Southern California to play LMU on Saturday afternoon. Here's Haraki, step back 3, well short and offline as the clock was expiring. A rebound to Gonzaga. Bulldogs have it, up 2, and a pass out of bounds off of Ejim. Nice Santa Clara defense to force a turnover. Hollingsworth now back in for the Broncos. With 1:32 to go here in this first quarter. Been almost 3 minutes now without scoring for Santa Clara yet. Only down by 2. Edmondson trouble getting it across the line. It's knocked away. Gonzaga comes away with it. Haraki, though, hits the deck. Ball's on the floor. And ultimately, the Bulldogs end up with it. Sloppy play here. Really good defense these last couple of minutes. And the Broncos have had problems with that Gonzaga full court pressure. There at the elbow, it's Eliza Hollingsworth looking for a help, and a whistle away from the ball. And a Santa Clara foul will be called on Edmondson. And that's Laura Edmondson's second foul. So the Broncos dealing with some foul trouble here in the first quarter. Edmondson and Veal with 2 fouls each. Gonzaga's in the bonus, and Ejim will shoot 2. First free throw is good. Ejim at 10 points per game off the bench. So speaks to the depth of this Gonzaga team, that they've got a couple of players, Ejim and Kaylin Trong, that come off the bench and average 10 points per game. Ejim's one of the top rebounders for the Bulldogs. Hits both free throws. It's 14-10 Gonzaga, their largest lead, and more difficulties for Santa Clara. Just trying to get it across the timeline, and they just do as Hollingsworth breaks that pressure. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Broncos down 4, and Lindsey Van Allen loses it out of bounds. He's unhappy with the call. And it's back to Gonzaga. 37.7 seconds to go. 14-10, the Gonzaga lead. Bulldogs shooting at 40% from the floor here in this opening quarter. There's Hollingsworth outside, goes around Stafford. Shot's no good. Rebound to Van Allen, although she has it taken away. Shot clock resets to 20, which is pretty much identical to the game clock, so Gonzaga can hold it for the final shot. Kaylee Trong's got it outside, guarded by Hiraki. Finds her sister, Kaylin. Kaylin drives, scoops it up, no good, but a foul. With 2.3 seconds to go, and more free throws coming for Gonzaga. Santa Clara has gone cold offensively, and it's not as if it's missed shots, really. They just aren't getting many shots up right now, having turned it over 5 times in the last 4 minutes. That'll have to be a point of emphasis here going forward for the Broncos, something they need to address before getting to the halftime locker room, so as not to dig yourself into too big of a hole against this potent Gonzaga team. Kaylin's first free throw is good. Kaylin Trong, one of the top high school point guards in the nation a few years ago, growing up in Houston, Texas. Now a Santa Clara pass, and it's thrown away. Broncos are just all out of sorts right now. Is miscommunication there. Stafford inbounding it to Hiraki. Hiraki was getting ready to make her cut and didn't realize the ball had already been thrown in. Gonzaga has to hurry. A 3 off the inbounds is off the mark from Hollingsworth, so no damage done for the Broncos, but a rocky start in terms of taking care of the basketball in that first quarter for Santa Clara. After 1, it's Gonzaga 16, the Broncos 10. This is Santa Clara basketball on the WCC Network. Gonzaga versus Santa Clara is an exclusive presentation of the WCC Network on Stadium. For more live West Coast Conference broadcasts, features, and information, go to watchstadium.com and WCCsports.com. Back here at the Levy Center, second quarter underway. It's a 16-10 Gonzaga lead. Broncos went the final 4 minutes of that first quarter without scoring. Turned it over 7 times in the quarter. Broncos average right about 15 turnovers per game, which is 3rd fewest in the WCC, and they're nearly halfway to that average after just 1 quarter. So something Santa Clara needs to improve upon. Mara LaVille's back on the floor, playing with 2 fouls. Broncos clearly need a spark offensively here. This is Gonzaga's largest lead of the night. Here's an open 3, Kaylee Trong. It's off the front rim, and Lana Hollingsworth pulls down the rebound. Ashley Hiraki quickly into the front court. Back to Hollingsworth. Trail 3. Perfect. First 3-pointer of the night for the Broncos. Lana Hollingsworth with 5 points. And that cuts the deficit in half. Santa Clara now down 3. This is Walker over to O'Connor. Virjoge now right at the foul line. Knocks it in. Virjoge only averages 2 points per game. Known more for her defense and rebounding, but hits the open shot there. Gonzaga's up 5. There's Hiraki on the wing for Santa Clara. Goes around the Harris screen. Now into the corner, Hollingsworth. Baseline jumper is good. Long 2 for Hollingsworth, heating up. He's got both of Santa Clara's buckets here early in the second quarter. 18-15, the Gonzaga lead. Broncos are up to 50% now from the floor, shooting the ball well, and they limit the turnovers, executing well offensively. Another jumper that's good, right at the foul line. Virjoge, back-to-back buckets, establishing herself here offensively for the Bulldogs. Gonzaga back up by 5. Hollingsworth gets the ball back. Now Hiraki, still 16 to shoot. 2 minutes in here to the second quarter. Aggressive defense from Gonzaga, and finally the foul is called. Hiraki got hammered there. Foul's going to be called on Sierra Walker of Gonzaga, which will be her first. Bryce Nixon back in for the Broncos. Emma Ellinghaus also in for the first time for Santa Clara. Hiraki and Harris will sit. So Bill Carr going a little bit deeper into his bench here tonight. 20-15, the Gonzaga lead. Lana Hollingsworth Santa Clara's leading scorer with 7 points, drives with a left hand, it rolls out, and a rebound to Ejim. Pretty good look there for Hollingsworth. Couldn't get that one to go, however. Now a steal. Mary LaVille steps into the passing lane. Quickly ahead, 2-on-2 to Nixon. Nixon trying to reverse it in, well short. Ellinghaus, though, with the rebound, and she'll go to the line. Nice. Instead, corrected. They'll just say knocked out of bounds. So no foul called. And the Santa Clara inbounds here is the Broncos with 15 to shoot. Down by 5. Hollingsworth, nice bounce pass. Ellinghaus in the lane, and she traveled. Kind of stumbled as she was making her move towards the basket. And a tough possession there for Santa Clara. So still a 5-point game, a low-scoring start to this one. 7:10 to go until halftime. Gonzaga at 9-1 in conference play. Their only loss came to BYU, the team they are tied for first with. That was a pretty convincing win for BYU last Saturday, beating the Zags by 12 in Spokane. Here's a bucket plus the foul and a 3-point opportunity here for Gonzaga. And that was Kaylee Trong that hit the basket. He's got 4 now and will go to the line for one more. 7 of the 9 Gonzaga victories in conference have come by double digits. This was a team that a season ago went 16-1 in conference play. Won the WCC tournament, beating BYU, and then the Zags were upset in the first round of the NCAA tournament. As a 5 seed, they were knocked off by 12-seeded Belmont. The Rockies 3 rattles out. Now Gonzaga up 7, rather up 8 with the basketball, and Ejim with a nice move in the lane gives the Bulldogs a double-digit lead, 25-15. Here's Nixon driving, couldn't finish. Ellinghaus gets the rebound, has the shot blocked. Gonzaga quickly into the front court in transition, and Kempton will go to the line. So Gonzaga on a 7-0 run, another scoring drought for the Broncos. They went over 4 minutes without scoring late in the first quarter. Now another 2+ minute drought. And Bill Carr, looking for the right combination, is going to get Van Allen and Stafford back in the game. Anna Johnson also returns. Couple of free throws for Kempton, who's just 2 out of 6 at the line tonight, although does hit the first. Kempton, a bench player, her first 3 seasons with the Zags. In fact, was the WCC 6th Woman of the Year a season ago. Now finally getting a chance to start after some graduation losses off of last year's Gonzaga club. And making the most of the opportunity, the senior from Post Falls, Idaho, heading towards perhaps an all-conference year. It's a 9-0 run now for the Zags, who have opened up a 27-15 lead. More pressure here in the backcourt. Santa Clara able to break it. Here's Veal up top. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. There LaVille with the dribble. Out to Van Allen. Van Allen will drive. Little jumper in the lane is off the mark, and a rebound to Ejim. Pretty good look there for Van Allen. Her first miss of the night, only her 3rd shot. Gonzaga's done pretty well to just limit the opportunities here for the conference's leading scorer, as Kempton moving through the lane, and she finishes. 6 points for Kempton, and the Gonzaga lead is up to 14 now. They're on an 11-0 run and will now get a reach-in foul. And that's Bree Salenbein, freshman from Michigan, who just checked in for the first time tonight. Salenbein whistled for the foul. Still Broncos possession. Down 29-15, Veal driving, has the shot blocked, and it was blocked off of Veal, out of bounds, and it'll go back to Gonzaga. So just nothing coming easy right now for Santa Clara. They've scored only 5 points in the last 9 minutes. Here's Ejim, off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound underneath. Danya Stafford's got it. And trying to get it to Hiraki. It's knocked out of bounds. Broncos will keep possession. And that will bring us to a mandatory timeout. 4:54 to go in the second quarter. It's Gonzaga 29, Santa Clara 15. This is Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. Santa Clara fans, now is your chance to show your Broncos spirit. University Credit Union exclusively offers a Broncos Rewards credit card with the ability to earn unlimited rewards points. In addition, become a University Credit Union member and get a Broncos debit card. Find out more at ucu.org. Broncos down 29-15, and a much-needed bucket there. Lindsey Van Allen ends a streak of nearly minutes without scoring for Santa Clara. Van Allen's got 6. Broncos within 12. We'll see if Santa Clara can string together some defensive stops and narrow the margin here going into the halftime locker room. They do get a steal. Van Allen transition 3, and it rolls out. Good look there for Van Allen. That would have been a big lift, but in and out. Allenbree's got it now for Gonzaga. Up top to Kalen Trong. Coming up on 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 29-17, the Gonzaga lead. Here's Salenbein, wing 3 off the front rim. Offensive rebound, though, for Gonzaga. Unable to finish, though. Now the Broncos get it, and we get a whistle and a foul. And that's Salenbein, who had the initial miss, reaching in after the Santa Clara rebound. That'll be her second foul. And she'll go to the bench in place of O'Connor. Hollingsworth back in now for Santa Clara as well. Broncos have hit just 1 out of their last 9 shots. They've seen their percentage for the game dip down to 35%. Down 12 here in the second quarter. Now Veal picks up her dribble. Now back to Van Allen near half court. 13 on the shot clock. Goes around the screen. Van Allen drives. Difficult shots. No good. Good offensive rebound, though. Stafford's got it. Tried to get it back to Hollingsworth at half court. Ultimately, Santa Clara gets it. Shot clock winding down. Stafford for 3 with the shot clock expiring. A hectic possession there for Santa Clara, but it ends with a Danya Stafford triple. Broncos within 9. Santa Clara's second three-pointer of the night. And maybe a spark much needed for Santa Clara here offensively. And now we get a whistle, and a foul away from the ball is going to be on Gonzaga. Stafford doing it on both ends. Draws the contact there. And Yvonne Ejim whistled for her first. So 5 straight points here for Santa Clara. We're down 14, now trail by only 9. Gonzaga sets up the half-court trap. Veal's got it. She's in trouble. Steps through it, gets it over to Van Allen. Still 18 to shoot. Van Allen with the dribble. Now on the wing over to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth will drive. Here's Van Allen up top. 7 on the shot clock. And Allen probing back to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth drives. Contact. No foul. And a rebound to Gonzaga. Physical game here tonight. Here's an open 3. O'Connor off the mark, but another offensive rebound. Williams gets it up top to Kaylee Trong. It's no good. Another offensive rebound. Kaylee will try again. Misses again. And Santa Clara comes away with it. 3 looks at it on that possession for Gonzaga. Bulldogs have now gone 3 minutes without scoring. Here's Hollingsworth. Baseline jumper is good. So a little spurt here for Santa Clara, 7 straight points for the Broncos. And with 1:58 to go in the first half, it's now a 29-22 Gonzaga lead, and the Bulldogs will call a short timeout here, trying to regroup. Well, mentioned Santa Clara, they needed to get on a little bit of a run here before the break after seeing Gonzaga jump out to a 14-point lead, and the Broncos have done exactly that. If you see an outstanding play from the Broncos or Bulldogs today, you can nominate it for the West Coast Conference's Top Plays of the Week. Tweet a description of the play and use the hashtag TopPlayTuesday. Today and all season long, hashtag TopPlayTuesday. We've seen some fine plays here tonight. First meeting of the year between the Broncos and the Zags. Been a long time since Santa Clara has beaten this Gonzaga team. 6 seasons ago, Gonzaga has won the last 11 head-to-head meetings, including all 3 a year ago. See what the Bulldogs do here out of the timeout, setting up their offense. Broncos with a double team down low. Virjoge's got it, and she stepped on the baseline. So the double team worked, doubling up Kempton. Forced the pass, and there was nowhere for Gonzaga to go there. So a turnover. Broncos can cut into the deficit further. Beal breaks the pressure through the lane, steps through, and she traveled. Hit the basket, but called for the travel. Crowd groans here at the Levy Center. Real nice crowd. Best of the season, it would appear. And they're looking for more to cheer about as Santa Clara tries to pull off the upset. 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Driving baseline, it's Abby O'Connor, and that ends the scoreless drought for Gonzaga. It had been over 4 minutes without scoring for the Zags, who are back up by 9. Inside of a minute to go. Hollingsworth finds herself open, but misses the shot off the back rim. And a rebound to the Bulldogs. Kaylee Trong with the dribble. Now O'Connor swings it over to Sierra Walker, who's been quiet here in the first half. 14 to shoot, 37 seconds to go in the half. Driving in, it's Kaylee Trong, and she gets it to go. Flew right by the defender there, and it's back to a double-digit lead now. Gonzaga ahead by 11. And with only a 1-second differential, game clock to shot clock, Broncos can hold it here essentially for that final shot. The Rockies got it, 10 to shoot. Will now initiate the offense. 7 on the shot clock. The Rocky over on the wing, Hollingsworth trying to find Stafford, throws it away. 2 seconds, and a 2/3 court shot is well short, and it goes out of bounds even before the clock had expired. 0.1 is on the clock, and I think the officials are just going to call it off right here perhaps. And they're going to do just that, sending the players and coaches into the locker room. So that will do it for our first half here at the Levy Center. Gonzaga was up 6 after 1 quarter, stretched the lead up to 14 about halfway through that second quarter. Broncos went on a little run, got to within 7, but then a mini spurt there to end the half for the Bulldogs, who are back up by 11, 33 to 22. We'll have more at the half here at the Levy Center in a moment. You're watching Santa Clara women's basketball on the WCC network. Halftime here at the Levy Center, and an 11-point lead for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, 33 to 22 over the Santa Clara Broncos. As longtime supporters of the Broncos and the community, J.J. Albanese has been a leader in the Northern California construction community since its beginning in 1955. J.J. Albanese, proud partners of Santa Clara University. Santa Clara Athletics is also committed to providing crucial support and resources to our programs and student athletes during these challenging times. You can help by making a gift to the Stampede Together. Continue the Momentum campaign. Visit SantaClaraBroncos.com and click on Donate to learn more and help continue the momentum. Time now for our halftime stats, which are brought to you by University Credit Union. Broncos bank with their brain with University Credit Union. As we take a look at the first half stats, Gonzaga shot 42% from the floor to 36% for Santa Clara. Of note, mentioned how these are the top two free throw shooting teams in the conference. Santa Clara number 1, Gonzaga number 2. Look at the difference there. The Bulldogs 13 free throw attempts. They were 9 out of 13. The Broncos did not get to the foul line once. So what's normally a big advantage for Santa Clara, getting to the line, not at all a factor for them in that first half. Neither team did a whole lot from distance. Santa Clara was 2 out of 7 from three-point range, 2 out of 9 for Gonzaga. The Bulldogs +4 in the rebounding margin. Both teams had some problems with turnovers. 10 turnovers in that first half for Santa Clara, although of note, 7 of those came in the first quarter, so they did improve on that a bit throughout that second quarter. Individually, Lana Hollingsworth of the Broncos leading all scorers with 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting. Lindsey Van Allen's got 6, Danya Stafford 5. All the scoring for Santa Clara from their starters. They do not have any bench points tonight. Broncos also don't have any fast break points yet in this game. Individually for Gonzaga, Kaylee Trong and Abby O'Connor with 7 points each to lead the way. Melody Kempton also with 6. No surprise, very balanced scoring for Gonzaga. That certainly has been their MO all year. At the half, it's the Zags 33, the Broncos 22. We'll have more here at the Levy Center in a moment. You're watching Santa Clara basketball on the WCC. Back here at the Levy Center, great atmosphere tonight. A terrific crowd on hand to watch the Broncos and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Joe Rizzo back with you courtside. It's a 33-22 Gonzaga halftime lead. Fans looking to get a quote on a new auto, home, or life policy. Mike Walsh State Farm is your go-to local insurance agency. Visit their website at walshhasyoucovered.com. Mike Walsh State Farm proudly supporting Santa Clara Athletics. As we take a look at some of the first half highlights here at the Levy Center, Broncos got off to a nice start very early in that first quarter. Lindsey Van Allen finishing there. She's got 6 points tonight. Gonzaga, though, able to get the offense going a bit late in that first quarter. Kaylin Trong hitting a 3. The Broncos went the final 4 minutes of that first quarter without scoring. We're down 6 after 1. Lana Hollingsworth did jumpstart the offense a bit early in the second quarter with those back-to-back buckets. Hollingsworth with 9 first-half points to lead all scorers. Santa Clara cut a 14-point deficit down to 7 late in that first half, and it was Danya Stafford with that 3 as the shot clock was expiring that really seemed to energize Santa Clara a bit. But the Broncos weren't able to get any closer at the end of that second quarter. A couple of late buckets, that final minute plus for Gonzaga. Strong the finish there, and it gets us to this halftime score of Gonzaga 33, Santa Clara 22. The Broncos have beaten the Zags only twice since 2007, a 2-31 record against the Zags over the last 15 years. Wins have been awfully hard to come by for Santa Clara against this Gonzaga program. They're hardly alone in this conference with the great run that the Bulldogs have gone on, but Santa Clara would love to get a win that would really set the tone here for this final stretch of the regular season. So a big second half ahead as Santa Clara looks to come back. They trail by 11 here at the Levy Center. We'll have more in a moment. You're watching Santa Clara basketball on the WCC Network. Well, just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half here at the Levy Center. A 33-22 Gonzaga lead right now over the host Santa Clara Broncos. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. For all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Ticket Smarter is proud to be the official ticket resale partner of Santa Clara Athletics. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Also the exclusive transportation provider of Santa Clara Athletics, it's Lux Bus America, covering more ground in more places. Santa Clara wrapping up a 3-game homestand here tonight. Beat San Diego last Saturday, lost the makeup game, the rescheduled game with St. Mary's here on Monday night. A couple of high-scoring back-and-forth affairs to open up this stretch of home games. Very different kind of game here tonight. Grinded out defensive battle. And Santa Clara, their work cut out for them if they are to come back and knock off this excellent Gonzaga team. Broncos' next 2 games will both be on the road, both down in Southern California. They'll be at LMU this Saturday at 2 o'clock tip time. Broncos will try and sweep the season series from the Lions. They beat LMU here at home a few weeks ago. And then next week they'll be down in Pepperdine, take on the Waves on Thursday. Broncos will also be looking to sweep that series, having already scored a home win over that Pepperdine squad. Next home game for Santa Clara after tonight will be a week from Saturday, February the 19th. Broncos will be hosting Portland at 2 o'clock. We'll have that for you here on the WCC network. Revenge will be on the mind for Santa Clara there. They lost a tough overtime game to Portland back in January. Starting 5 back on the floor here for Santa Clara. Rocky, Veal, Hollingsworth, Van Allen, and Stafford. Starting 5 also out there for Gonzaga. Joguet, O'Connor, Kaylee Trong, Walker, and Kempton. Third quarter underway here on the Mission campus. An 11-point lead for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. We'll see if Santa Clara can get the offense going a little bit. And there's a good start. And that they force a turnover. Illegal screen was set there. Joguet whistled for her second. And Santa Clara with their first possession here of quarter number 3. Broncos shot it at 36% in that first half. Turned it over 10 times. So you know they've got to clean that up as Stafford sets up for 3 and misses. And a rebound to Gonzaga. Broncos now 2 of 8 shooting the 3. And mentioned this at the half. Santa Clara has not yet attempted a free throw here tonight. As that 3-point try from Kaylee Trong off the mark. Still looking for our first points here of this third quarter. Lindsey Van Allen's got it now. We'll put it on the deck. Van Allen through the lane and loses it out of bounds. A lot of contact, no foul. Broncos still haven't attempted a free throw tonight. Still 33-22 Gonzaga. Bulldogs at 9-1 in conference play. They turn it over. Here's Ashley Hiraki quickly into the front court, and she'll get to the line. So now we'll finally have some Santa Clara free throws. Broncos also didn't have any fast break points in that first half. Just an offense getting bogged down against this terrific Gonzaga defense. We'll see if Santa Clara can get out in transition a little bit more, as Hiraki's first free throw no good. Normally a very reliable foul shooter at 79%. Does hit the second. First point of the quarter. Santa Clara's down 10. Their largest deficit was 14. Here's Gonzaga with the basketball. Minute and a half gone by here in quarter number 3. This is Walker, gets cut off baseline into the corner. Now up top, it's O'Connor around the screen. 6 to shoot. O'Connor off the window, no good. An offensive rebound. Virjoge, she misses though. And Santa Clara's got it. A couple of pretty good looks there for the Zags, but could not convert. Here's Veal up top, put it on the floor. Now hoists from 3, but misses. Carla Veal, who was saddled with 2 early fouls, did not score in that first half. Averages 13 points per game. Broncos need to get her going. Shot in the lane, no good, but another offensive rebound for Gonzaga. You're seeing how the Zags are the top rebounding team in the conference. A lot of second and third chance opportunities, but we're going to get another illegal pick. Virjoge whistled for her third, and I think all 3 of her fouls have been of the illegal screen variety, including 2 here early in this third quarter. Well, opportunity here for Santa Clara. Gonzaga hasn't scored yet in the quarter. Missed shots and turnovers for the Bulldogs. But Santa Clara has managed only the 1 free throw and still down by 10. Trying to take advantage of this Gonzaga cold spell. As Bryce Nixon is back in for Santa Clara, so is Laura Edmondson. This is Van Allen with the basketball, being guarded closely now by Kempton. Bit of a mismatch. We'll see if Van Allen tries to take her off the dribble. Here she goes. Tough shot, and it's good. Lindsay Van Allen going baseline, falling away. She's got 8, and that bucket moves Van Allen up to number 11 on the school's all-time scoring list. And what a difficult shot it was. Lindsay Van Allen nearing that top 10. She probably won't get there tonight, but will eventually. As Gonzaga answers, that's Kaylin Trong, and the first points of the half for the Bulldogs, who are back up by 10. 35-25 the score, 6:40 to go in the quarter. Here's Hollingsworth, and she draws the foul. Well, you have to expect contact driving in against this Gonzaga defense, this physical bunch. Hollingsworth will get to the line with 6:40 remaining. Some confusion right now over at the scorer's table, I think, on who that last foul was called against. And they will call it on Kaylin Trong. And they're just going to go to immediate timeout as they make sure here on who the foul is on. So some confusion on both sides, but we are, I believe, going to go to a break. And yes, they do confirm the foul. We are going to go to a break, so with that, we'll step aside. 6:40 to go in the quarter. Broncos down 10. This is Broncos basketball on the WC. Well, after all kinds of confusion as to who that foul was on and whether or not we'd go to a timeout or not, back to action. Lana Hollingsworth, the free throw shooter, and she hits both, 2 out of 2. And it's down to an 8-point difference now. Broncos trailing 35-27 here to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Great defense from Bryce Nixon forces the miss, but it's Kaylin Trong who gets it right back. And the easy 2. So initially good defense, but again, the Broncos unable to close out, give up another offensive rebound. Here's Hollingsworth. Corner 3 is good. Lana Hollingsworth having one of her best offensive displays of the season. Up to 14 points now, 2 of 2 from deep. Broncos down 7. They trailed by 11 at the half. Into the lane, and Sierra Walker with the left hand. First bucket for Walker, who averages 9 points per game. 9-point Gonzaga lead. Hollingsworth spinning in the lane, gets it to go. Lana Hollingsworth is feeling it right now for Santa Clara. Game high 16 points. And 7 in a row very quickly for Hollingsworth on these last 3 possessions. 39-32, the Gonzaga lead, scoring picking up a bit now. Here's a nice pass, Trong to Ejim, but she misses. And a foul on the rebound is going to be called on Gonzaga. And that's already the 5th team foul on the Zags here in this quarter. With 5:14 to go, and the Broncos, who didn't attempt a free throw the entire first half, have a chance to shoot a bunch of them here in the second half of this third quarter. And it'll be Mary LaVille at the line. LaVille, who has still not scored in this game, 0 of 4 from the field. And she's been hot of late. Broncos need to get her going here in this second half if they're going to pull this one out. LaVille scored a career-high 29 points 2 games ago in the win over San Diego. 9th in the conference in scoring, at 13 per game. Hits both free throws, and here it is now, just a 5-point game, 39-34, as we're at the midpoint of quarter number 3. Kaylin Trong's got it. Trying to go around the screen. Good defense here from Santa Clara. Hollingsworth staying with her. Now Trong, step back 3, front rim no good. Rebound to Van Allen. Strong defensive possession there for Santa Clara. The Rocky swings it to Edmondson. She'll shoot for 3. Clara Edmondson, her first points tonight. Only her 4th 3-point make of the season. And it's a 2-point game, 39-37. As we get a reach-in foul called here on Santa Clara. Broncos are on a 7-0 run now over the last minute plus. It'll be Gonzaga basketball after the media timeout. We're going to take a break here with 4:29 to go in the third. 39-37. Gonzaga. This is Broncos basketball on the WCC network. Back to action here at the Levy Center. Broncos, who were down 11 at the half, have closed the gap. Now trail by only 2 as Kempton in the lane. Good look, but she misses. And a rebound to Edmondson. Broncos can tie or take the lead with a 3. Van Allen goes all the way and finishes. And we're all even at 39. Lindsey Van Allen. Here's Gonzaga quickly back the other way. 3-point attempt from Kaylee Trong, no good. Offensive rebound though, stepping out. It's Williams for 3. It rattles out, and a Santa Clara rebound. Broncos will look to push. Here's Edmondson, doesn't have numbers, so we'll back it out. Tied at 39, Broncos on a 9-0 run. Here's Hollingsworth, who really has spearheaded the offense in this quarter. To Edmondson, her shot blocked by Ejim, and then a foul called on Laura Edmondson. So good defense there. Ejim the block without fouling, and then she was fouled herself. As Danya Stafford back in now for Laura Edmondson. Broncos have outscored the Zags 17-6 here in this third quarter after managing only 22 points in the first 2 quarters combined. The offense has certainly come to life for Santa Clara. A pass that's knocked out of bounds. Zags still a habit with 19 to shoot, 3:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Kaylee Trong will inbound it up top to Williams. Williams still with a dribble. Back to Kaylee, steps inside the line and drains it. Kaylee Trong, who leads Gonzaga at 11 points per game. She's got 9 tonight. Here's a bucket. That is no good. They'll say an offensive foul. Van Allen did a hit, but called an offensive foul. A borderline call there, does not go Santa Clara's way. And it's back to Gonzaga, up by 2. Foul on Van Allen, only her first. There's O'Connor. Ejim posting up Veal, spinning in the lane, over Veal, and she's got 2. Yvonne Ejim with a nice move there. 6 points, 6 rebounds off the bench for Gonzaga, who have scored 4 straight, back up by 4. Van Allen driving all the way, left it short. Stafford, though, offensive rebound, and she'll go to the line. Second chance points really haven't been there tonight for Santa Clara, but a nice offensive rebound there for Stafford. And she'll try and convert at the line as Anna Johnson back in, replacing Lana Hollingsworth. Well-deserved break for Hollingsworth, who leads all scorers with 16 points tonight. Stafford, 5 points, 5 boards. That's her first trip to the foul line this evening, and she hits. Junior forward from Orem, Utah. 7 points per game. Recently moved into the Santa Clara starting lineup. Second free throw is perfect. 43-41, the Gonzaga lead. Late stages here of the third quarter, and Merleveil with a steal. Steps right into that passing lane, comes away with it. Gives it to Hiraki. Ashley Hiraki driving, and it's knocked out of bounds. Broncos will keep possession. Broncos have cut down on the turnovers. Only 1 so far here in the third quarter. And not coincidentally, they've gotten the offense going. Stafford now off the inbound. Still 19 on the shot clock. Broncos can set something up. Anna Johnson picks up the dribble. Back to Stafford. Long 2 is off the back rim. And a rebound to the Bulldogs. Gonzaga up 2 with the ball. Haley Trong now. Here's Kempton wide open, and she knocks it in. Melody Kempton, a little bit of a breakdown there defensively for Santa Clara. Kempton's got 8. Gonzaga back up by 4. Here's Van Allen with the dribble. She'll stop, pop for 3 off the front rim. Rebound tapped out of bounds. And it'll go back to Gonzaga. Deep 3 attempt there from Lindsay Van Allen off the mark. She's yet to hit from distance tonight. Haley Harris now back in for Santa Clara. Bryce Nixon also returns with 1:38 to go in the quarter. Broncos momentarily tied it. Gonzaga now has made their last 3 shots. Back up by 4. Haley Trong, a little bit too much dribbling and a steal. Veal quickly ahead to Van Allen. Van Allen all the way and finishes. Defense leading to transition offense. Van Allen's got 12. Broncos now down only 2. See if they can finish strong here in this third quarter. Allenbine back in for Gonzaga. Gets it down low to Ejim, and Harris with the block, but whistled for the foul. And Yvonne Ejim's going to go to the line. A lot of ball there for Shaylee Harris, but whistled for the foul. Ejim a 67% foul shooter, 2 of 2 at the line tonight. Sophomore from Calgary. And she hits the first. Ejim was on the all-freshman team in the conference last season. Averaged 4 points per game. She's improved in that regard up to 10 points per contest this year. She is a significant contributor for this Gonzaga team. And with the 2 free throws there, gives the Zags back a 4-point lead inside of a minute to go in the quarter. Here's Harris at the high post. Back to Nixon. 13 on the shot clock. Harris swings it to Veal. Now Van Allen. Van Allen will have to go. 7 to shoot. Van Allen steps through the lane. Shoots no good, but a foul. So Lindsay Van Allen doing what she does so well. That's creating late in the shot clock. So often, either she hits the shot or gets herself to the line. This is her first visit to the free throw line tonight. Foul was on Salenbein, which is her third. 13 points for Van Allen, who moved up to 11th on the school's all-time scoring list earlier tonight. It's both free throws, and now she'll get a break. Hollingsworth's back in. 40.7 seconds to go here in the third. Can't imagine Van Allen will be sitting for long, as the deficit at 2 right now. Here's Salenbein into the front court. Gets it across. Now Kaylee Trong, and she'll set up the offense. About a 10-second differential here. Shot clock to game clock. Here's Joguet back in. Bounce pass to Ejim, posting up on Veal. Shoots it over Veal and hits. Gave her a lot of space there, and Ejim took advantage. So she's into double figures with 10. First Gonzaga player to do that tonight. Here's Nixon, bounce pass. Anna Johnson kicks it back out. Hollingsworth, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now Veal, a 3 at the buzzer, no good. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. A tight one here at the Levy Center. Gonzaga 49, Santa Clara 45. This is Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. Fourth quarter about to get started here at the Levy Center. Broncos, who were down 11 at the half, now find themselves down by just 4. It'll be Nixon, Hollingsworth, Veal, Harris, and Johnson, the 5 on the floor for Santa Clara, here to start this fourth quarter. Broncos, who managed only 22 first half points, poured in 23 points in that third quarter. Errant pass here, however, from Hollingsworth trying to hit Harris, and a turnover. Broncos only turned it over 1 time in that third quarter. And again, no coincidence that they got the offense going. Now Gonzaga's first possession here of this final stanza. It's Eliza Hollingsworth. Swings it over on the wing to Walker. Joguet's got it now, 4 to shoot. Looking for Hollingsworth down low, and really with her back to the basket, flips it up over her shoulder, off the window, and knocks it in. Gonzaga's up 6. Nixon with the dribble, steps back, finds herself open, but misses the 3 badly. And a rebound to the Zags. Really Trong now gets it back with 20 to shoot. 51-45 is the Bulldogs' lead. Haley Trong back to Hollingsworth, open for 3. Eliza Hollingsworth off the bench. 5 quick points to start the quarter here for Gonzaga. And the Bulldogs, a little spurt to start the quarter. Now lead by 9. It is 54-45 with 8:32 to go in regulation, and that's going to force Santa Clara to call a timeout, and it'll turn into a full timeout here with 8:32 to go. Broncos basketball on the WCC Network. A reminder that the WCC Network is the West Coast Conference's home for exclusive live broadcasts, on-demand content, and championship coverage. You can catch all the action on your smartphone, tablet, computer, or connected TV. The WCC Network, all the action, anytime, anywhere. Broncos fans, Santa Clara Athletics wants to connect with you on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat for exclusive content of your favorite teams that call the Mission Campus home. Use the hashtag StampedeTogether when you post about the Broncos this season and join the conversation today. In a sense there, Bill Carr calling the timeout. Not happy with the way that this fourth quarter has started. Broncos with a quick turnover, and then giving up the 5 straight points to Eliza Hollingsworth and Santa Clara, which did all that work to briefly tie the game. now find themselves down by 9 again. And we'll see if they've got another run in them with 8.5 to go here in regulation. Lindsay Van Allen is back on the floor for Santa Clara. She gives it up here to Marla Veal. Veal puts it on the deck, and Veal finishes through the lane, cutting through traffic. Nicely done there for Veal, her first field goal tonight. And a much-needed bucket for Santa Clara, who's back within 7. Here's Kaylin Trong, who's back in for Gonzaga. Hollingsworth back to Kaylin. The Trong sisters on the floor together right now for the Zags. Here's Hollingsworth, another three-point attempt, no good. And that ball will carry him out of bounds. And we'll go back to Santa Clara. Broncos shooting at 39% from the floor. They've hit just 4 threes tonight, 4 out of 13 from three-point range. Normally a much bigger part of their offense has been largely shut down by this excellent Gonzaga defense, one of the best defensive teams based on the metrics in the entire country. Here's Hiraki around the screen, finds Harris underneath, and Shaylee Harris converts. Nice pass, nice finish. And Harris with her first points, 4 in a row for Santa Clara. It's 54-49, 7:15 to go. Here's Walker around the screen looking for a Hollingsworth. Aaron pass, gets it back though. Still 11 to shoot here for the Zags. Kaylin Trong going around Hiraki in the lane, dishes it off. Virjoge, shot blocked by Harris. Excellent defense, and Santa Clara comes away with it. Van Allen, kind of 2-on-3 here, will back it out. And the Broncos will set something up. Here's Hollingsworth, wing 3 off the front rim. She had hit her first 2 3-point shots tonight. Maybe a little rushed there. And it's back to Gonzaga with the Bulldogs up by 5. 6.5 to go. There's Kaylin Trong on the wing. She'll go away from the screen. Virjoge's got it. Over to Kaylee Trong now. Steps inside the arc. Shot off the back rim. And the rebound controlled by Veal. Broncos stringing together some stops here. Here's Hiraki, nearly had it stolen. And then a foul. Knocked to the floor there by Kaylee Trong. And that'll be the first foul called in this fourth quarter on either side. Some substitutions here as Laura Edmondson is back in for Santa Clara. Abby O'Connor returns for Gonzaga. So does Melody Kempton. So the Zags getting some of their front court starters back in. Here's Van Allen slashing through the lane over to Veal. Wing 3 no good. And an offensive rebound, Laura Edmondson. Shot clock resets to 20. Broncos down 5 inside of 6 minutes to go. Van Allen finds herself open, and she hits. Can't leave Lindsay Van Allen open. Her first 3 of the night. She's up to 17 points now, leading all scorers. And it's back to a 1-possession game. Broncos down 2. Santa Clara's on a 7-0 run. Here's a 3-point shot, deep shot, no good from Walker. Gonzaga gets another opportunity though, and another 3. This one is good. Kaylin Trong hits. So the Broncos unable to get that long rebound, and it costs them. Here's Veal. Veal with the dribble. Edmondson, elbow 3 is well off the mark, and a rebound to Gonzaga. Bulldogs with the basketball, up 5. 5 minutes to go. Broncos haven't been able to get over the hump. They've made a couple of runs, but have trailed this entire second half. Down low now, it's O'Connor, can't get it. But another offensive rebound, another open 3, and Kaylin Trong hits another one. Back-to-back 3s for Kaylin Trong. The Broncos are getting beat badly on the boards right now. And it's hurting them in a big way. They're down by 8 again. Here's Van Allen. Around the screen, still with it. Now Veal looking for help down low, and an errant pass stolen. Gonzaga in transition. O'Connor tracks it down. Defender goes flying by, and O'Connor with a layup. And after the Van Allen three had cut it down to a 2-point deficit, a quick 8-0 run for Gonzaga over the last 70 seconds. They're up by 10, and with 4:06 to go, Bill Carr is going to use another timeout. So Gonzaga, one of the best teams on the West Coast, certainly getting pushed tonight. But every time the Broncos have made a run in this second half, Gonzaga has found a way to stabilize things and have been able to reclaim control of the game. We'll see if those back-to-back threes turn out to be the knockout punch, or if Santa Clara can rally yet again. Clock now working against the Broncos with only 4:06 to go. Santa Clara will inbounds. Lana Hollingsworth with it over to Lindsey Van Allen. Van Allen game high 17 points tonight. Stafford at the elbow. Now Hiraki open in the corner for three. Ashley Hiraki's first three-pointer of the night. And it's a 7-point margin now, 62-55. Now can the Broncos get a stop? Kaylee Trong through the lane. No good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Foul will be on Edmondson. And she's gone. That's her fifth. Edmondson 3 points, 3 rebounds off the bench. The only Santa Clara player with more than 2 fouls right now. But she has been disqualified, and Shaylee Harris will replace her. Foul trouble not a major issue for Gonzaga. Virjoge and Salenbein, the only 2 players with 3. A couple of free throws here for Kaylee Trong, an 83% foul shooter. It's the first. She's got 10. Her sister's got 15 to lead the way for the Zags. Winning those 2 threes back to back. A couple of free throws makes it a 9-point game, 64-55 with 3.5 to go. Here's Lindsey Van Allen. Bounce pass to Shaylee Harris. Harris looking for help. Now Van Allen in front of the Broncos bench. Back to Harris, swings it to Hiraki. Hiraki has it knocked away from behind, and a Gonzaga steal. Costly turnover there for Santa Clara. It's their 14th turnover tonight. Now the Zags content to use a little clock here. Up 9 with the basketball. Kaylee Trong over to Ejim. Elbow jumper, a little long. And a rebound to Stafford. Broncos could use some quick offense here. Van Allen skip pass to Hollingsworth. Open for 3. Off the rim, no good. And a foul is going to be called on Gonzaga on the rebound attempt. Whistles been kept in the pockets here, these officials, in this fourth quarter. Broncos have only 1 team foul, and that's only the 2nd team foul on Gonzaga after a foul-heavy third quarter. So it'll be an inbounds for Santa Clara. 2:48 to go, down by 9. Rocky will enter it in. It's Van Allen. And now up top, Veal swings it to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth puts it on the floor. 11 to shoot. Hollingsworth's got it back now. Cutting through the lane. Has her shot blocked. Kempton affecting the shot. And Gonzaga with the basketball back again inside of 2.5 remaining. Broncos rallied in this game from 14 down to tie it in the third quarter. But Gonzaga here late, hitting the big shots, and another 3 from Kaylee Trong. That's her 3rd of this final quarter. And the Gonzaga lead grows to 12. And the Broncos are running out of time now. The Broncos tied it at 39. And we're still within 4 at the end of the third quarter. In fact, they got it to within 2 very briefly early in this fourth quarter. As Van Allen's step back 3 is no good. And now a Santa Clara foul on the rebound. But just too much Gonzaga here late. Second chance opportunities. And the three-point shooting of Kaylin Trong, who scores it at 10 points per game off the bench. She's got 18 tonight to lead all scorers on 4 of 5 three-point shooting. 67-55 is the Gonzaga lead. Here's Ejim over to Kaylee Trong. She'll hoist it from deep. It rolls in. That one just sat on the rim and then dropped in. Everything going in deep here for Gonzaga late in this game. And they've got their largest lead now at 15. Hollingsworth can't get it to go, and that one knocked out of bounds. And initially ruled Gonzaga basketball, will quickly be reversed. Well, the Zags on a run here, 16-3, after the Broncos had cut it to within 2. Three-point attempt from Hiraki, no good, and a Gonzaga rebound. And inside of a minute to go now in this one. The Broncos, who haven't beaten the Zags since March of 2016. And it won't be happening tonight. There were a few moments in this second half where you wondered maybe this would be the night for Santa Clara, as Ejim can't finish. A rebound to Santa Clara. 30 seconds to go here in the game as Van Allen to Hiraki, over to Veal, and a steal. Ejim's got it, and the layup for 2 more. 72-55. The Gonzaga lead, a game that was certainly much closer than what this final score is going to indicate. But the Zags have just dominated the game here over the last 5 minutes. And another Santa Clara turnover. The Zags can dribble it out. And that'll do it here at the Levy Center tonight. Final score, Gonzaga 72 and Santa Clara 55. And Gonzaga finishes this game on an 18-3 run over the last 5.5 minutes. That was following that Lindsey Van Allen 3 that made it 54-52. And Gonzaga just completely dominated from there. The Bulldogs improved to 10-1 in conference play. 19-5 overall. Santa Clara, with their second straight loss, drops to 5-7 and back to 500 overall at 11-11. Tough way to end the long homestand as the Broncos now head out on the road for a couple of games down in Southern California. First Saturday night, or afternoon rather, at LMU. Time now for our Broncos post-game show. It's presented by Rabbit Office Automation. Joe Rizzo joined now courtside by Santa Clara head coach Bill Carr following this 72-55 defeat at the hands of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And Coach, just your general thoughts on this one. Your team made some runs and got it to within 2 with about 5 minutes left, but we know Gonzaga, with their experience, they're tough, and obviously they closed it out well against your group here late today.
Yeah, they sure did. You know, they got out on us, and I thought we weathered the storm and got through halftime, I think down 11, and then made a run at them, right? Made a run at them, and didn't really do anything crazy to get to the run. Boy, then we missed some assignments defensively, and when you do that against them, they make you pay. We had people helping in the wrong spots. And again, they had, I don't know, 3 threes in a row. It's pretty hard to weather that in the second half. They're late. So things we can work on, you know. That's a good team, and you know, in order for us to be a good team and be consistently good, we have to make sure we make those plays, and we just didn't. And then we're taking the ball out of the net, so we can't get going on offense, and where we had some rhythm there in the second half.
What is it about Gonzaga defensively that makes things tough? I think we saw that early. It just seems like they make everything so uncomfortable for you, and there were a lot of turnovers in that first quarter. It seemed to get corrected through that second and third quarter, but I mean, all the metrics say they're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and I think we kind of saw that tonight.
Well, they don't make many mistakes on defense, and they're long, and they take up space, and you got to create some driving lanes. You got to create some things against them, and then you got to attack them in transition, which I thought we did a pretty good job of. And then even in the half court, third quarter, early fourth quarter, I thought we were doing a nice job in the half court at times. But our defense let us down there late, and you just can't overcome that.
How about individually, the effort tonight from Lana Hollingsworth? Missed a little bit of time. She's back now, back in the starting lineup. I think tonight, one of her better offensive games, and that the team needed a spark there in that third quarter, which she had 7 straight points there in 3 straight possessions, which kind of got the group going. Can you talk about her development offensively to where she's no longer just this high energy player off the bench that provides a spark? You count on her to score, and she was that tonight for your group.
She did a really good job of getting her feet set early tonight. I think she made a 3 in transition early, and then made a couple mid-range shots and got to the rim. When she does that, when she gets her feet set, she can make shots, and she did a nice job for us tonight. They were keying on M, right? And they key on Lindsay, but that doesn't seem to affect her. She still ends up with 17. Ball needs to move a little better. Just got to continue to get better.
We should make a note of the moment you had pregame with Lindsay Van Allen, honoring Lindsay after reaching 1,000 points a few games ago. The effort tonight got her up to 11th all-time on the scoring list at Santa Clara, knocking on the door of top 10, which she'll probably get here in a couple of games. Describe that moment you had with Lindsay. I know there'll be other moments later on the final month of this season, but everything that she's meant here to this program.
Yeah, it's a really cool moment. She works at it. She worked at it for 4 years. You don't score that many points by accident. She's really created her game this year, and she did it in the summer. She did it in the springtime, and her mid-range game's much better. The ability to go get fouled, and she's shooting the 3 a lot more consistently, and she's targeted every game, which makes it even more impressive. But yeah, a great moment for her, and what do we have? We have 6 conference games and at least 1 conference tournament game. So she's not going to end up 11th on that list.
No, she's not. About 23 points per game right now in conference play for Lindsay Van Allen, a legitimate Player of the Year candidate right now for the Santa Clara Broncos. All right, Coach, how about what's next? We've talked about it here through this stretch. You don't get a lot of time after a win or a loss, and you're right back at it on Saturday. LMU, if you remember LMU from a few weeks ago, it was kind of like tonight, where it's this physical, grinded-out kind of game. You're expecting more of the same on Saturday down there.
Yeah, no, LMU's playing well. They were up at Portland and beat them, and they beat St. Mary's down in Gersten Pavilion, and we'll have to go down there ready to roll. They all count the same. They all count, 18 of them. They all count the same. So we have to learn from tonight. We have to go to practice tomorrow and start prepping on LMU and taking care of some of our stuff, and to get on the plane and I guess what are we, the prelim to the Super Bowl, right? About 2 miles away from
That's
LMU
right.
is the SoFi. So we'll get the prelim game in on Saturday, and then they can have the Super Bowl on Sunday.
You staying in town for the game on Sunday?
You
don't have tickets?
You have a ticket for me?
I don't have tickets, but you're a big guy in this conference. No?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, no.
No tickets.
No.
All right. Well, Coach, best of luck Saturday at LMU, at Pepperdine as well, and we'll see you here back at home in a little over a week.
Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, that's Santa Clara head coach Bill Carr following tonight's game, a 72-55 loss to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Gonzaga now has won 12 in a row over Santa Clara, going back to the 2016 season. Broncos dropped to 5-7 in conference play, 11-11 overall, and will try and bounce back on Saturday afternoon. That's a 2 o'clock tip time at LMU. Our player of the game tonight brought to you by Lenardi's Markets. With 8 locations in the Bay Area, Lenardi's is quite simply the best. And our player of the game is Broncos senior guard Lana Hollingsworth. You heard Coach Carr talk about Hollingsworth and her improvement offensively and what she was able to do with the basketball in her hands tonight. 16 points, hit a couple of threes, also grabbed 4 rebounds, a couple of assists as well. A real solid all-around game for Lana Hollingsworth. And when the Broncos needed to get something going offensively, she provided that in the second half. And that little flip shot that she had there in the lane, it was a part of 7 points in a row for Hollingsworth in that third quarter. And that'll be our smart play of the game, presented by Ticket Smarter. The smart play of the game brought to you by Ticket Smarter, the best place to find tickets to the hottest sports, concerts, and live events near you. Visit ticketsmarter.com or download the app to secure your tickets today. Very quickly running through some of the final stats here tonight. The Broncos finished things out shooting 36% from the floor. Certainly a bit of an off night offensively for Santa Clara, but nothing new when you go up against this Gonzaga team. The Gonzaga Bulldogs, #1 in the conference, giving up only 55 points per game, and wouldn't you know, right at 55 for Santa Clara tonight. The Zags shoot it at 45% from the floor. Gonzaga 7 of 20 from three-point range, 5 out of 7, though, from distance in that fourth quarter, and the 3 big ones from Kaylin Trong, ultimately the difference in this game, just as Santa Clara was making their run. So Zags didn't do a ton from three-point range tonight until they got to the fourth quarter, and those were all real big shots. Both teams shot the ball well from the line, 13 out of 17 for Gonzaga, 9 out of 10 for Santa Clara. This was a matchup of the top 2 rebounding teams in the conference, and Gonzaga had the edge today, +7 over the Broncos. 16 turnovers for Santa Clara. 7 of those came in the first quarter, so they were better as the game progressed, but ultimately some costly turnovers late really did hurt Santa Clara. Gonzaga, they were up 14 at one point in the second quarter. Broncos would come all the way back to tie it in the third. They were within 2 with about 5 minutes to go in the game, but Gonzaga finishes it off on an 18-3 run, and the Zags ultimately take it by a final score of 72-55. Back-to-back losses now for Santa Clara, who again are next in action on Saturday at LMU. Our next home broadcast here on the WCC Network will be on Saturday, February the 19th, when the Broncos host the Portland Pilots. That's a 2 o'clock tip-off here at the Levy Center. We hope you'll join us then. Tonight's game has been an exclusive presentation of the WCC Network on Stadium. Our final score, once again, Gonzaga 72 and Santa Clara 55. For more live West Coast Conference broadcast features and information, go to watchstadium.com and WCCsports.com. For our entire crew, I'm Joe Rizzo, thanking you for watching. Good night from the Levy Center.